Hello there, random people on the internet. Welcome to the channel. I have no idea how you found this channel, but I'm happy you're here and watching these videos. So, a little about myself. My name is Ben Sinclair. I have been playing drums since November of 2001, and I started teaching drums back in May 2009. I remember both these dates because, I do this for a living. I love drumming, so it's pretty significant to me. Um, what this channel is over the years I've been teaching many students, and one of the things that has come up time and time again is people forget how to play certain things I show them in the lesson. They forget how they sound, or the case with beginner drummers a lot, they don't understand how to read music fully yet. It hasn't fully clicked, right? And that's not a problem. That's very common. I had that problem myself when I began drumming. But I decided, it took me 15 years to come up with this brilliant idea, but to record the lessons. Over the years, I've had students record me, or I've had parents record me, or some of them have asked me to email them recordings of the lessons and things like that, to help them remember things. And I just recently decided, what if I just record everything, put it onto YouTube, so that way if people need to see it, they know where to go. I was originally going to make these videos private, but once I realized the logistical nightmare of, I've got a pretty full schedule. I usually have between 50 and 60 students at any given time. Once I realized the nightmare of trying to individually email people lessons every single week, it's probably not the best use of time. So I've made these videos public just so that way people can find them easily. My students can find them easily. Now, what does this have to do with you? Well, as I said, I'm very glad you found the channel. I'm not sure how you found the channel. I don't know much about YouTube or technology. I do know that I've begun uploading videos on YouTube, and I actually haven't told my students about them yet, but I've already got a few subscribers and I've got views, and I have a comment on one of the videos. So I don't know how people are finding this, but I guess they are finding it, which is very cool. So I just want to let you know kind of what this channel is and what it isn't, okay? So this isn't meant to be a super in-depth drum tutorial channel. This is basically Spark Notes for my students, right? It's the short, condensed versions of class. I teach private lessons, which are 30-minute classes, so we go pretty in-depth with everything we do, and these are just kind of reminders for the students. So if things don't make complete sense because I haven't explained them fully, apologies, but I've kind of explained it to these students in class. And I'm not saying leave the channel, go away. I'm happy you're here, but yes, there are tons of YouTube channels, I know for a fact, which really go in depth with this stuff. So if you're looking for something to teach you very in depth, I would suggest checking out one of those channels, because I'm not going to be going too in depth here. But if you do stick around, and I do recommend it, it's good to try to listen to these things and figure out what's being played. You'll hear me time and time again in the video say, we talked about this in class, or example, blah, 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 the numbers. That's because I give my students sheets, and they have everything we're doing written out for them. So they've got the sheets in front of them, and they know what I'm talking about. You, the random viewer who doesn't know me, obviously has no idea what we're talking about. So I'm just kind of playing these things. I would recommend, if you decide to continue watching these videos, to try to figure out what it is I'm playing. Being able to figure things out by ear will really assist you. If you're trying to learn drums by yourself, developing your ear and the ability to pick things up will help you very, very much, instead of just being spoon-fed all the answers, okay? Now, with that in mind, if you are sticking around on the channel, here's some teaching advice, or I guess studying advice I have for you, okay? One of the problems with YouTube is there's so many videos out there and there's so much information, and I see this happen with my students. What happens is they start to watch all these videos and they don't end up really learning anything, because they just, they'll practice something, they'll see something cool, they'll do it for 5 or 10 minutes, and then they're on to the next thing. And they never fully absorb the information. If you're taking lessons with a teacher, you're going to have weekly lessons with the teacher, and they're going to give you stuff to work on over the week. And that's what you want to do. You want to work on one thing a week, so that way you get the hang of it first. The first few days are just getting the hang of it. And then the last, 4 or 5 days or so, you really start to refine it and you start to get the hang of it. You start to be able to play it from memory. You want it to feel comfortable. You can start speeding it up and things like that. So I would recommend, if you are doing these videos, or anybody's videos on YouTube for that matter of fact, just don't overwhelm yourself. Just work on one thing a week, okay? You'll be much, much more successful that way. And this also kind of ties into something I was saying in my video. When I have private lessons with my students, oftentimes I'll just give them, most of my sheets have like 6, 7, maybe 8 examples on them. So we don't always get through all the examples in class, and that's for a reason. A lot of my lessons I split up into 2 or even 3 parts. So with some of these videos, if you're, struggling with with all of them, I would only recommend, trying 3 or 4 of them. Just do half of them for 1 week and refine those, okay? And then do the rest of them the next week. That's how I teach people. And this way you can really just nail down 4 grooves and have them sounding really good instead of having 8 grooves sounding okay. Those are the 2 main things I would suggest doing. So just don't overwhelm yourself with information. Try to watch one video at a time and just try to pick a few things to work on every week, okay? One of the problems with YouTube is there's no teacher to give you feedback on what you're doing. So you're going to kind of have to use your own discretion on this and figure out if you should move forward. But a good rule is, if you can't play it from memory, if it doesn't feel good, then keep working on it. Once you can do it from memory, and it's not a problem, you can play it easily, then it's time to move on, okay? So that about wraps it up. I will be posting some practice tips and things like that from time to time on this channel to help you guys out. But for now, thanks for checking out the channel. And if there's any comments or questions you have, leave a comment. I'll try my best to assist you. Take it easy.